Welcome to Chapter 4, Lesson 1, where we're going to learn how to deform or distort objects and to use different types of transformations. So for Lesson 1, we're going to learn how to rotate an object around a defined point, and our finished product will look exactly like the one you see here. But to start with, we need to open our start file by going to File and Open, and then our handout file, business handouts all the way at the bottom, and then Shopper, computer graphics, Illustrator, Chapter 4, and 4-1. So we're going to go ahead and open that file, and what we're going to do is we're going to use our rotate tool with a defined anchor point. So once this loads, we are going to use our selection tool, and we're going to click our brown line here. So click right on that path so our brown line is selected. And then we're going to click our rotate tool. So don't double click it this time, just single click. So mine's hidden behind my reflection tool right now. So clicking on my rotate tool. Then what I'm going to do is hold down my Alt key and select my bottom anchor point and make sure that that says anchor. And what that's going to do is that is going to do my transformation around that selected point. So now I can release my Alt key, make sure my angle is 30, and I can make a copy now. And that's going to make a copy from that initial anchor point. So now what I'm going to do is my transform again function. So we can go to Object Transform and Transform Again. And what you will see is that there is a hotkey of Control and D. So I'm going to actually use those to make it go a little bit faster. So Control D until I have something that looks like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I'm on my selection tool, and then I am going to hold down Shift and select all of my lines so that I can group them together. Making sure that I don't get anything else with it while I'm trying to select these lines. And now that I have all of them, I can release my Shift key. I can go to Object, go to Group, and then I'm going to hide these for now. So we're going to go to Object, Hide, and Hide Selection, or just Selection. Now we are going to work with that small orange circle. But what we're going to do is we're going to change it to an outline view, excuse me, so that we can see the center points of the circle easily. So we're going to go to View, and then go to Outline or hit Control Y. And now we have the outline of all of our images. So now we're going to move to our Selection tool, select our smaller circle, and then go to our Rotate tool. Just click once, hold down the Alt key, and click on the center of our circle, or larger circle, because we want our smaller circles to be rotated around the center point of our image. And our rotate box will open up, and we just need to hit copy. And now we need to go ahead and do our Control D again until we have circles that completely encapsulate the larger circle. So now what we are going to do is we are going to go to our selection tool, and select the small black dash, or outline of the black dash. And then we are going to go to our rotate tool, and we are going to click our rotate tool, come over to the center of our image again, hold down the Alt key, and then click on the center so that our rotate option shows up again. And we're going to do 30 degrees for this one as well. We're going to do a copy, and then that Control D function all the way around until we have all of our clock. So now what we can do is go to our selection tool, come back to our view, and go to preview. So now this is what our image should look like. What we're going to do next is we are going to unhide the bars that we already copied and pasted. So we're going to go to Object, Show All, and then we want to move this one, so now just the bars will be selected. We're going to go to Object, Arrange, and we're going to send it to the back. So now this is what our object will look like. Now, if you'll notice, you'll come over to the side and you can see some clock hands, but we can't move them. That's because they're locked. So we need to go to our object, go to unlock all, and now we can move our hands to our clock. So let's go ahead, using our selection tool, moving our clock over, and finding that center point on our clock. And if we need to, what we can do is go back to our view, go to our outline, and make sure that the center of our handle or our clock hands are very close to the center of our image. So we can go to view, back to preview, and now we can save our file as file, save as, and it's going to be your last name, comma, first name, space dash space, and then this one is going to be called mod clock. So go ahead and save that on your H drive and turn it in. And we will move on to lesson 2.